Welcome, everybody, to the Voice Chat Podcast, episode 45. My name is Maz from The Amazing.
I'm Laddie.
I'm Rushlight Invader.
And I'm Dingo Doodles.
And I'm Joe Cat.
I could sense your tension in that, Dingo. That was good. That was good.
Good, we can keep the podcast going. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank God.
No editing needed.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
before we begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the patrons, especially Deke, Pack, Storyteller25, Abigail Black, Andrew Ong, Dr. Crazy Diablo, Gabriel Ironbat, Rexasaurus, True Swing. Y'all are the best, along with Fuzzy101 and Moneymaker 2.0. There's so many of you because you guys are so amazing. And thank you so much for the support. Remember, guys, you can listen to every episode of the podcast a week early if you become a Patreon or channel support member. Channel member.
Close enough.
And as well as join us after live streams on our private little Discord server. So there you go. Before we wrap up, thank you so much for the fan art on the screen as well. You guys are the best. You know, this one's my favorite. This
Oh
one
yeah,
right here.
I don't think so. That one's my favorite.
I
Oh,
like
good
that
one.
one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I know.
that one makes me
Oh.
feel insert emotion.
Exactly, Joe.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I like
exactly
them
what I was
all.
thinking.
So.
Get Dingo out of here. Get Dingo out of here.
You
We play
like
favoritism
them?
here.
Yeah, what are
I
you
like
doing
them
here?
all. Screw you.
Look, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Thanks for coming in. You two were the most requested guests, actually. We recently did a
Ooh,
poll, and they were all like, "Yeah, can you grab the Dingo, Joe Cat, Puffin Forest?" And I was like, "Well, okay, I'll
Wow.
grab. I'll see if they're keen."
Who did
Are
we
you
beat
guys-
out so I can flex on them?
Call them out?
Yeah, so I can be like in your face.
Elon Musk. You,
Yeah.
you got Abraham Lincoln out of here as well. That's crazy.
Oh, no.
In your face, Lincoln.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to watch the entire theater. Jeez, that's not okay.
Nothing bad happens to the
Performance.
Kennedys. Oh, I just got that, Joe. Okay. Listen, my US history is weak. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here.
Oh, don't worry. Me too. As
You gotta
as
be
a
just
U.S.
That was a
citizen,
thing.
my U.S. I don't know anything about my country's history. I know all the bullet points that everybody else knows, basically.
I know Alexander Hamilton.
My name is Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, dude, I recently rewatched the movie again for like the third time, and I still cry every single
Dude.
time, man.
Same.
I don't know what I
It's
can do.
Reach off.
up in my feels.
I just know the songs. I don't have an excuse of why I haven't watched it. I have Disney Plus. I could watch it anytime, but I didn't.
Right. You
I haven't
should.
at all.
You should. It's
But the
It's
songs
very
are
good.
amazing.
yeah, the
Yeah,
songs are already amazing, and I've
Heck
been
yeah.
listening to it for about 3 years now. But I think seeing it contextualized in a movie, in a well-recorded movie, not to insinuate that I've watched a bad recording of the movie or anything, or of the play, that would be highly illegal, and I would never
Yeah.
do such a thing.
I would never.
But
So
you
you
know,
put away
and
your eye
watching it in
patch.
a well-edited fashion was really, really, really good. I really like it.
Also, can we
Because all-
appreciate? Oh no, you finish it.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say, can we appreciate how big of a Chad Lin-Manuel Miranda is? That
Yes.
he made his own play so he could star in it and sing his own songs. What a Chad move!
Yeah, what a power move.
Yeah, it's
And
like
got invited to the White House to sing like the first rendition of Alexander Hamilton as well. Like, this guy, man.
Yeah, dude.
awesome.
So good.
Did you know his Twitter bio for the longest time when Hamilton came out initially? His Twitter bio had said, "Oh, I'm the guy that's stuck in your head," and I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
He knows.
He knows. Yeah, he
Cheeky.
fucking knows.
Cheeky little boy.
And I recently rewatched. I was rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and I didn't realize that he was a guest star on one of the later seasons. He was on a train and he
Oh.
raps some verses and walks out. I was like, "Oh, Lynn."
Dang.
wow.
What are you doing?
I didn't know that.
His debut.
His debut wasn't How I Met Your Mother.
His peak, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't he write a lot of Hamilton on the train too?
Mhm.
Wow.
He wrote a lot of Hamilton and Moana as he was traveling, which is crazy. I think that's honestly the most memorable part of Moana are the songs. Everything else, to me anyway, was a
You're welcome.
well, it was a little forgettable for me. I wasn't a big fan of Moana.
Damn.
Sorry.
Oh no,
Yeah.
nothing to be sorry about if you don't like it.
Yeah, Joe wrote Moana. You're bashing on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
I grew
Yeah,
up
his
listening.
entire
to-
career is based off of it. Like, damn.
Joe's blood, sweat, and tears went into Moana.
Sweat, blood, and tears.
I saw Moana with my pet hamster, and you not liking it means you hate my hamster by proxy.
It's true.
Oh, Joe,
Man, you gotta
I think your hamster
apologize
for
to his
other reasons.
hamster.
Don't
I
listen
will
to
never.
Oh, dang. You heard it here first. Maz hates hamsters?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I forgive you, Maz. I don't even have a hamster.
Not anymore.
Wait,
Well,
you
in
lied?
Australia,
This is the YouTube drama I was looking for.
well, in Australia, we don't even. It's illegal to own a hamster. We can't own a hamster here. It's,
Is
What?
it because
Is
it's
it
like a rat or something?
yeah,
Oh.
our agriculture is super sensitive, and hamsters are
Oh.
like rodents, and so.
Wait, I just remembered. I just got a crazy
Oh.
flashback.
Wait, why?
I got That's So Raven flashback, but not forward, but in the back.
So it's just
like-
a flashback.
Yeah, I don't know. You had to quantify that
In the back.
unnecessarily.
It's a flash forward, but backwards.
Of what, Rush? Of what? Like, I don't understand how a conversation about hamsters destroying Australian
Alright, hear me.
agriculture gives you a flashback. I don't know.
So my flashback forward. All right, so hear me out. All right, so my brother had a guinea pig growing up. He was like 2. He was like a 2-year-old basically. They're like, we're gonna get him a guinea pig. I'm like, that's cute. They're like giant potatoes. They're like bigger hamsters. They're funny. They're cute. They're quirky. And they like had a giant bin, and so like you put clothes in like a giant bin storage, and it was mulch and whatever. And I guess he killed it one day.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no.
He
Oh,
got in, like the
no.
3-year-old got into the tub because it wasn't sealed on top. He just got in and just shook it around, and it I guess
Oh.
had a heart attack, and that reminded me of that.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean,
Rush,
3-year-old.
What is
Yeah,
that
don't
story?
put your anything.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
sad
that
story. What do you want? It just reminded me of a sad story. I'm crying.
Man, I'm bummed out.
Dude, the
That's
pacing
so
of
Raven
that
is
was
so much more uppity than that
No.
fucking flashback.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think that's called PTSD, man. I don't think that's called a flashback at all. I think that's
I really love that hamster. And I just remember. I mean, guinea pig. I mean, I just
Yes.
remembered it.
Yes, I think we can.
Aw.
Yeah. That's called unearthed childhood trauma. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
yeah,
so,
let's put that back in the box.
Make sure 3-year-olds are not near any guinea pig or hamsters. They
Oh,
will
the
just
yes.
shake
stuff
it.
that was going
Yeah.
up, and I was yeah, let's go, and then it just went down so fast.
Yeah, haven't you seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
Oh
Toddlers
gosh,
should be around guinea pigs.
I
Oh
love
my God,
Finding.
it's funny.
I love Finding Nemo. I liked it, Finding Dory. I think it was not as memorable, but I liked Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
and Finding Dory.
I honestly like all the pick. Like, I will never argue for their quality because people smarter than
Yeah.
I am are better at explaining why they're good or bad. But I
Mhm.
like all the Pixar movies,
Yeah.
Mhm.
even Cars. That's right.
No,
Cars
oh,
two?
I like-
Oh.
Cars
I've,
2 is not.
I've
good.
never seen Cars 2, but if I
Mm,
watched
they're
it,
good.
I would probably enjoy it.
Go watch it right now. Everyone, stop the podcast.
No, no, no,
Right
no,
now.
It's a
do that.
requirement to be on here. I have
no.
to watch the second one.
Yeah.
I just find it like, Cars 1 was, I thought Cars 1 was actually pretty good. I liked Cars 1. I find inhabiting cars and this entire story about racing and was in line with the characters who are cars. And then the second movie is about like, what is something else that cars do? Oh, I know, spying and international espionage. And I was like, wait, huh? And then that entire movie was
Well,
very
actually,
bizarre.
James
Uh,
Bond
I-
had spy cars, so
if I could interject and do my counterpoint
Oh,
argument
go for it.
to you,
Oh.
that's actually one of the reasons that a lot of people criticize the original Cars for is that the fact that they didn't need to have anything to do with cars. Like, these characters did not have to be cars to tell the story. It's the same complaint people have for the Good Dinosaur. Like, why did they
Yeah.
have to be dinosaurs?
Good dinosaur. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
but merchandise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
The
that's the
dinosaur.
real reason. I think
Yeah.
Cars is like Pixar's biggest merch seller of all
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
It didn't like Pixar get a lot of flack recently because they have a movie and they changed up the character design for merchandise purposes.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was for merchandise purposes, but it was it's a bad trope that I guess people unintentionally do. Like, I'm sure it's not out of malice, that they'll take a person of color character and then transform them into something that doesn't depict their person of color.
Like Princess and the Frog. And...
Yeah, Princess and the Frog. Their newest one is called Soul.
Mhm.
That happens surprisingly often.
But I know there's been a lot of controversy for that, but I actually am really excited for Souls. I think Souls look really nice to me.
It does, yeah. I'm down for more Pixar.
Yeah, honestly, I think Pixar is like, I really enjoy Pixar movies even now. Even when I get more cynical, I'm still like Pixar, and it kind of transports me back to
It's
childhood.
gonna make me
I
cry.
loved Coco. I loved Coco. I
Oh my
loved
God.
Inside Out.
Coco's great.
Yeah.
I never fully watched Coco because when we were at Airbnb the one year, every Uber driver had Coco playing at one point in the movie. So I would just see spurts of Coco. I'm like, I don't need to watch it now.
You would cry, Rush. I think you would cry.
Oh, I'm a baby.
I cried
Ending-
so hard.
It made me cry.
Yep.
And I was
Ending-
in the movie theater, so I was like, keep it together, man. Keep it
Exactly.
together. You're with your friends. Calm down.
And Rush, Rush loves his grandma, and so that's triple whammy right there. You're gonna get wrecked.
Nothing,
It'll
Rush, nothing
obliterate
happens.
you. You will be nothing at the end of it. You will be ash at the end of that.
Right. Dingo. What the-
Hannah's
I'm
come over
serious.
half or something,
Don't watch
or-
it. It's a weapon to you.
I wanted to hard cut to Dingo and the mic. She's just a pile of ash just talking to us right now.
They are not the man.
No,
they
I've
used to be.
rebuilt myself. I'm stronger, better,
Just-
faster.
I'm stronger.
Dingo,
It's that meme.
you know,
Yeah.
listen, like we meet up at VidCon again. It's just like you're just a rebuilt version, like really muscular.
How the actors
I'm
rise up.
trying. I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, your robot version called Ding.0.
Ding.
Yeah.
Ding.
Except the O is a 0 now.
Mm.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be
Dude.
buff. I'm gonna be buff as fuck next time. I swear to
Oh
God.
yeah.
Yeah, well, if there is a next time, next year is not looking likely
Yeah,
for VidCon.
No.
That's true.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
The first convention, big convention that starts back up again, like in a safe environment, is going to have so many people attending it.
Yeah.
You know what the
Yeah.
first convention should be?
Huh.
Like a fur con, because everyone's wearing masks. And it'll be the
Oh
safest one that
yeah,
they
furry
possibly
convention.
do.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
actually really.
Yay.
The thing is,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that's
I think Fur Fest actually shut down this year as the final one. I believe.
Whoa.
Well, there's more furry conventions. It's not the only
Yeah, yeah.
one.
Oh wait.
Gotcha.
The biggest one.
That's like the biggest one.
Yeah,
I think so.
something like that.
Hmm.
I
But,
don't
okay,
actually know, but
Here's my thing. Here's why I actually. There's a part of me that's like, okay, Corona in the US is not going to get any better, right?
No.
Mhm.
But
But
if any company or any kind of convention is stubborn and really wants to get back into the swing of things, is VidCon, US especially. They were very, very delayed in shutting it down this year. And I feel like they're going to look for any opportunity to start back up. Any opportunity, right?
I'm
Because
not going.
because didn't they recently buy VidCon and they want to earn their money back?
Yeah, Viacom bought it like in 2019.
Oh man, what a bad stroke of luck.
yeah.
Yeah. And I know how business like it was because I went to VidCon London this year. Thankfully, it's the only time I could travel when all of my other tickets got canceled. But I went to VidCon London and I literally got to talk to Jim Louderback, who's the CEO of VidCon, and he's like organizing like 6 VidCons and like expansion after expansion. And he's like, Maz, you want to go to Abu Dhabi for this year's Abu Dhabi VidCon? I was like, yes, that'd be great. And then bam, it's shut down. Everything is closed. Nothing can go. Nobody can go anywhere. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is Viacom's not having a good year, man.
Yeah.
We
Regardless
had
of
some cons.
Ooh,
We
you
had
go.
some cons lined up, Joe and I, and it was so sad.
yeah,
Like seeing them just get up to the chopping block, like bam, gone,
Yeah.
bam.
me and
gone. It
Dingo
was
were
just like,
invited to a con. Like
Oh, which
Yeah.
one? Which
Oh,
one?
yeah.
it was called a con, I think. It's
Akon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dallas.
yeah, it was in Dallas, so that was real nearby where I live as well. I live in Louisiana, so that's just a short flight away. And like freaking, we were invited. Our trips and housing was going to be paid for. We're gonna get
Oh.
a special D&D panel where we play D&D
wow.
live.
That is
Panels.
Yay.
cool. Laddie, you had that as well.
I had 2 conventions that I was invited to that got canceled. And
Aw.
it was a similar situation.
What was yours?
I was going to go to El Paso Comic Con and Phoenix Fan Fusion, which is just another Comic Con. Yeah.
I don't think we introduced our fifth guest. Our sixth
Our
guest.
sixth
Yeah,
guest.
it's all good.
My roommate's dog.
Who's
He's
very
been walking in
distressed
and
right now.
out.
So good. It's so
very
good.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that we at least got to meet up in person before all this happened, though. That's
Yeah.
2019.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
It was good. Y'all I didn't realize y'all were even coming along until I saw y'all in person. I was like, wait, what? Hello.
Man, I gotta say, I will admit, Maz, when I saw you, I was so nervous. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Maz!"
Wait,
Like when you
why?
invite, like, well, because you're fucking Mazing, haha. Because I don't know, watching your videos like for so many years before I started doing YouTube stuff, and like
Yeah.
you're so cool and like chill with everyone. You're big, even though you organize this thing. You're still like, "Oh hey man, how's it going?" And you're just being all casual. It's like fucking how cool, how cool.
Very, very sweet. Thank you. That was very,
Maybe
very
if-
kind of you.
Even after that, I was like, he probably doesn't remember me. So it's very
No, why? Of course.
But the fact that you did made me feel all warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. There's
Maz
like a
forgot
giant.
me, so
Yeah, well, yeah, that is the
Yeah,
only person I
yeah.
forget. But that's the thing. Like, I guess that's the assumption. It's like the bigger you get, the assumption is you just forget people that you interacted with beforehand. And there are definitely, like, I'm not gonna say there's not YouTubers like that, because there are. Like, there are
Mhm.
definitely YouTubers who tend to forget as they grow. But even now, if you show me a picture of Beach Day from 2019, I will list you everybody in that photo. You know what I mean? I will list
Heck
you
yeah.
everybody, because I don't know. I value the community more than anything. I think that's the more fun part about this entire YouTube thing. It's not necessarily fun to grow on YouTube, because growing and getting bigger numbers isn't what translates to happiness for me, at least. What I enjoy is chatting like this, like talking to friends and having the sense of belonging in a community. That's what I enjoy more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely, when I think of like the Storytime animation community, I think of you as like their community manager. Like
Oh,
you are
God.
like
like
not like manager, but like you
Yeah.
are like the representative of like
I
the
getcha.
Yeah.
uh,
At least one
I
of them.
Yeah.
yeah, at least one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I get you, and like don't say that as if you're like far away. You get in here, Dingo. Get in here, Joe. Like
Yeah. To be fair to you though, that is an incredible skill, because like I mean, I can't remember half of the people I run into. My brain don't work good.
I
We have a smooth brain.
I think it's a byproduct of just how I grew up. I grew up every year or two in a different school in a different country. So I've just had to learn everybody really quickly and get to know everyone really quickly, right? So that's why it's like I can build
Dang.
friendships easy, but I'm maintaining it is really hard for me. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, you have a finite amount of time, man. Like there's only so much time you can distribute, but that is still an impressive skill, and it's
Joe-
admirable that you're putting it to good use. Honestly.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because I think like what I was streaming one day, because I think a lot of us have been recently Twitch streaming. I know Laddie, you have, and Rush, you did it before I did.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was just playing Among Us as I do, because I love that game. I addicted. Why would you say
Shorten it
that?
up.
Why would you say that? I only played it for
Trying to
12
get you
hours.
help, Mod. This is intervention,
I played
please.
it for 12 hours 2 days ago, and then 13 hours the day
Oh my
after. It was
God.
really bad. It was really bad. Yeah.
And
I
you're
love
not addicted? What?
No, no.
I'm kidding.
But like I was
Addicted
playing it.
to 24 hours.
I wanted to. The thing is, if I do it for 24 hours, I guarantee I'll be a psychopath, right? Like out of like lying and manipulating and deducing, like I will be a psychopath if I did that. But I was streaming it one day, and then I get raided by Joe, and I was like, "Hey, Joe, how you going?" And I was just like, really much like, "Oh, thank you for doing that. It was really cool." And then I returned the favor by raiding you like a week later. It was good.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. I like raiding. It's cool.
Twitch, a rating is honestly one of the reasons why I love Twitch way more than YouTube. That entire mechanic, is so
I
good.
love it. Yeah.
Recently, we played Phasmophobia with Russian Laddie. That game is.
Oh, fun.
Ew.
That game.
Have you tried
No,
it?
I can't. No, I will never. I will never try that game.
Why?
That's like my absolute.
Oh.
No, that is my absolute nightmare. Is that shit? Like that's
Why?
like
Why?
that's like absolute. Like the idea of like something whispering my ear and like things I can't see and then just like rushing at me and trying to kill me, like yeah, that's not fun, not for me. That's not a fun game for me. I have to like my boyfriend is playing it with his friends and I'm always just like no, I'm just gonna close the door and I'll just eventually.
Bingo and I are not horror fans. We get scared incredibly easily.
Well, I get scared so easily, but I
Yep.
think it's funny.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I like
Is
I want to try other horror games, but that one specifically is like a no-go zone for me.
That's
I
try
can
fair.
VR.
like
Uh-oh.
version
No, no, no,
is
no,
my
way
no.
boyfriend
scarier.
plays VR or Phasmophobia, and I'm always just like, fuck that.
Way
Like,
scarier.
no way.
no, don't do that. No, I think Phasmo's a weird. It's probably the only game in which I would classify as a horror comedy. It's really weird. It's like a really funny game with moments of scariness. Like, Rush
Mhm.
Lighty and I were playing it, and I love horror. I like will watch movies. I will play games. If if it can move me emotionally and shock me, I love it. And so I was running in. I was like, Michael, kill me, Michael, kill me. Do it.
And I would in the corner go,
Yeah, yeah. Rush, put his voice changer on and try to scare
Rush
me.
died.
you made me go up in the hallway and I just hear you guys screaming in the
Make you do-
distance and I'm like, oh no.
I didn't make you do anything. We were both alone in the house, and the ghost like came in and he was on the attack, and I guess he killed Rush and he didn't kill me. So
When you're being chased, you hear the radio, and so I just hear Maz and Alex screaming because they're watching the cameras,
yeah.
like in the distance. I'm like, oh,
It's like
no.
you're panicking because they're screaming at you, but there's nothing you can do because the door is locked and you. Yeah, Rush
Yeah.
was the
See, I think-
sacrifice. So
I feel like with like horror and like fear and stuff, I am very much a fight, not a flight person.
Yeah.
So if I did like VR, like I'll break shit.
You would
get
Like,
TV.
I'll absolutely break shit. So it's like I just don't even tempt it, and like I scream like angry at horror. So that's why I stay away from horror because I get very aggressive.
Wait, does that help with your D&D campaigns then? Whenever you get like in a situation, you start fighting everything, you just start beating each other up? Or...
I mean, nothing's ever really particularly scary. So
True.
in D&D, you usually feel like you've somewhat of control. So
yeah.
I guess so. I guess like it is in the hands of the DM and exactly.
And the dice.
yeah, and the dice. Well, I mean, like you're never particularly in control, but like like with a horror game and a movie, you have visuals that can really spook you.
Yeah.
But the way we play it, it's very it's called theater of the mind. So you're just being told, and your brain creates that. But my boyfriend Felix, he's the one who DMs us the most, and he does do like Halloween one-offs, and he just recently did one with us where he has like a light changer. He can change like the colors, and so he made like the entire room like red because we were in like this corpse like belly kind of situation. It was creepy. Lots of gore, but and then he built this thing which was like a mouth, a big giant mouth you had to put your hand into like physically, and
Yeah.
he lined it up with like all this like book and stuff, so you would put your hand in there and you
Ew.
had to get like yeah, it was gross. It's like you had to put your hand in there and
I
like
love
grab like little treasures and stuff. It was great. Like yeah, he posted a picture on Twitter. He did such a good job, and it has like teeth and
Dude,
stuff.
that's
like,
so
that's
dope.
awesome.
Wow,
Okay,
that's
wait,
cool.
Can you send the picture here? I want to put it on the screen for them to see because I want to see it.
yeah, I'll send it to you when
Yeah.
Cool.
What I'm curious about is like, okay, then how do you translate that into your D&D story? Because like, how do you translate something that's IRL into your videos? Do you just like do you just have to like physically draw that and just like let that go on, or do you?
Like if I was gonna talk about it in
Yeah.
a video.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would just like what I would do is I would just like, yeah, I'd talk about it and be like, yeah, and then he brought out this thing physically in front of us, and I'd show them pictures and like, animate the actual reactions to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, we don't usually do physical stuff.
I thought so. It's
Uh,
mostly animated.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, I mean, like for my channel, it's all animated. I don't,
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't like doing live stuff. So,
Yeah.
um,
No, we
yeah,
said it's Dingo Doodles for a reason, you know? I
yeah,
I appreciate dude, because like, it's like, most of the videos are 15 minutes-ish, approximately, each time, and what I appreciate because I recently started playing another campaign, you know? And, I've never really played D&D proper, not really, right? We always either end up sharking the rules a little bit to fit the casual people, and the one time I played, like, serious, quote, unquote, D&D, it was super restrictive, like, um,
Mm.
I would I'm a silly player, and I was playing a silly character, somebody who
yeah.
fights chaotically, so it's like, we're in a fight with a guard, and I'm like, I run the other way and go in a tavern, you know what I mean? And I'm just, like, making all these memes of it, and he's like, "No, you can't do that." I was like, "What? Okay," and
Aw.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I
that's
was
That's
okay.
lame. That's just
Yeah.
because
That's not
they're not
fair.
good at thinking on the fly. And
Mhm.
Well, that's not a good DM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's not a good DM.
understandable. Speaking as someone who is experienced in DMing,
Yeah.
you are a very frustrating kind of player to deal with, but that DM should not say, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a big no-no
Yeah.
in D&D. Is the DM doesn't say, "No, you can't." They always
Yeah.
let you try.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I understand the frustration. I think there was more context, but that was it is what it is. There was one DM who let us do whatever, and he was very particular about his rules. He would be like, "Okay, you gotta word things carefully." And I remember I was just like, "Okay, we reached a ravine, and I get to the other side of it." And so I was like, "Okay," I grab my rope and I throw it across to the other side. And he goes, "You did not say that you're gonna grab on the rope to the other side. You throw the rope, it falls in the ravine, and you
Oh
watch it."
yeah, that's a DM that just wants to mess with you. They're not actually.
That's a troll DM.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, I love that. That was really funny.
That's
I
funny.
laughed. Yeah, that was really funny. You piece
Yeah.
of crap.
I think the thing with D&D that people particularly forget about is that it's not a DM versus your players. It's
No.
very much like your DM and players working together to make
Yeah.
a story and
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even with the most frustrating players, a good DM can work with like the annoying thing of like if you walk away randomly towards the tavern in the other direction, I would probably make something funny out of it, like make the bad guy go, "Wait, no, come back! What? You just gonna walk away from me?"
Yeah.
You know,
Or make it
work with
plot
it.
relevant in
Yeah,
some way.
exactly.
Like suddenly it's like, oh yeah, that tavern suddenly has like the bad guy's sister in it, and then now
Mhm.
you got to fight that one. You know?
Made
That's
life harder
funny.
for yourself. No, that's so good. And that's why I wanted to mention this because 15-minute videos, I know the amount of time it takes to do like one session of D&D. How do you cut it down to 15? Like that's the number one thing. Every time I play it, it's
Mhm.
like a 2 hours minimum. Minimum, you know?
Mhm.
Well, my stuff is particularly retelling.
True.
So I'm retelling the entire
No, I
uh
get that, but like how do you retell the entire thing? Do you just like skip across I guess you have to like shorten moments because
I
there's moments.
condense,
Yeah, yeah, right? You gotta
condense,
condense it.
condense, condense. Because my stuff is me telling the story
Yes.
entirely, like because I'm just like the narrator and I do all the voices and everything. So I condense the entire session into like 10-15 minutes, and each session is about 3 hours, and we played
Oh
the
god.
campaign that I'm retelling right now for about a year and a half.
Mhm.
So you can think about how much content that is,
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing, that's what blows my mind, it's just, so much.
Yeah.
Just so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you're see the thing about D&D and particularly our style is that we created a story, like a full story, which is the campaign, and then now I'm just like it's the campaign is done, so I can go back and I can get rid of all the fat. So anything that wasn't relevant or like, oh yeah, we did that funny thing, but it doesn't really make sense to bring it up because it doesn't work. So I just completely cut it out. or like I move some things around, or I have the characters just talk about this one thing because it's very relevant at the time. So it's really about just finding what is the core of this story and what is the fun thing about it. So
Yeah, the more you play D&D, the more you start to realize that every session only has about 3 or 4 important things happen, honestly. And the rest of it is just someone joking about, kidnapping the king's dog or something, and then people laughing about it for like 5 minutes. Like, unless you're Critical Role, and nobody's Critical Role except for Critical Role, most of the time, the slight conversations of people are like, you can summarize it in like a single sentence for the most part.
Yeah.
Because the whole ums and uhs and people,
The dice rolls and everything. Yeah.
the dice rolls, the players saying something to the NPC and the NPC giving a response that isn't relevant to anything or doesn't come up again.
Yeah.
It's just like, how what's the color of his robes, and the DM describing things. A lot of it is faff.
Yeah. I guess because I watched all of Harmon Quest, which if you haven't, please do so. Everybody who's listening, Harmon Quest is fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
So good. And I guess like that was the very first animated D&D style thing that I watched, and I was like, this is fantastic. I really like this, and how they rotated their guests, and the guests jumped in and they trimmed all the fat and all the dice rolls. I was like, this is actually amazing. I love this, I don't know. That's why, like, Joe, you mentioned you like, oh, you watch my content, but I've been watching y'all's for a little while. A little while. I know.
I think he likes you.
Can you stop, bro?
I think he likes you.
You're not supposed to tell
He's doing it to
anybody.
be nice. He does know. He does that to all his guests.
Check yes or no.
No, Joe, that's why you've been tweeting about it and talking about it on your Twitch. Again, not that I watch your Twitch or anything, but you've been mentioning that you've been trying to branch out and like really diversify. And I know you've been polling to be like, hey, which of the branches do you like more? Should I stick with one? What do you think? What do you think? I want to hear about it.
I don't know. I'm in a crisis right now, an identity crisis, where I don't know what I want to do. But
what were
maybe
the options that you were thinking?
Well, like I was thinking, oh, do I want to do more long form essay style things like my Klonoa video or my How to Design a Pokemon video, or because that feels like a nice consistent type of content to make, regularly. If I were to, do one type of content, because with YouTube at least, it's kind of more sustainable to do one type of content for the most part.
Yes.
Or the other thing that I could do, which I'm kind of experimenting a little bit now with the very short video I released recently, is just short little animations for fun, that I have a lot of enjoyment and fun, and they're very simple to make, for me anyway. And it's not a massive investment. Or something completely out of left field. I don't know. Like, I've got so many ideas, too many ideas, and I can't do them all in a reasonable amount of time. I could do them all if I wanted to, but they would all come out so far apart from each other that like some of them people would forget. Like my most recent Nuzlocke episode like came out 10 months after the last one. And people were like, whoa, I thought you canceled this. It's like, I never said I canceled it. I just never released the next one because I prioritized doing some other things, because people always tell me, well, do it all. It's like, okay, but which one do I put off? Which one do I put off first?
Yeah, that's
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I think like even with the story time side of things, the struggle is not coming up with stories. I think we all have stories that we can keep going off about,
forever.
But forever. But again, as you mentioned, the struggle is the prioritization of order. Which one do you do first? Which one do you do later? If you do a multi-parter, do you prioritize doing them all in one go? Do you delay them? Like, I agree. That's the difficult part, especially with seasonal trends and all the ins and outs of YouTube algorithm. How do you best align that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
God, I never think about that stuff.
Yeah,
good. I just like I think about what makes me happy at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that's
my number one. And I know there's some people that would love me to do like normal story time animation videos. Like, because I did do a couple about my life and
Yeah.
everything. And those were fun, but they're just they're like I definitely have stories that I love to tell about my life, but they're not as fun and engaging as doing the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just been like, yeah, I guess I'm doing this for a bit, and that's my project.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah. I'm in the same boat where ultimately I'm going to pick what makes me happiest. I just don't know what that is yet. I
yeah,
don't know because I've mentioned this a few times. Like I'm no longer happy and satisfied with the Crap Guide series, which is like my most popular one. So I'm trying to end it soon, but that's what people like to watch. But I'm not going to continue it because I'm not happy with it anymore. And I guess my struggle is if I dedicate myself to this other thing that's making me happy now, what happens when I'm not happy with it in the future? But I guess that's just a constant struggle that being a creative,
you
it
just keep
comes with.
moving.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just keep making new stuff, I guess. I guess that's my answer. I just answered my own question.
Yeah,
think
you change your
Yeah.
mediums all
Wow.
the time.
I got a
Complicated
video that I got a video that I think would be helpful. Jazza talks about this exact thing for like 20 minutes or so. Draw with Jazza, internet legend basically.
Mhm.
Been in this game for like decade plus now, right? Like initially in Newgrounds to YouTube, and he talks about his phases and how he transitions from making actual genuine animations to tutorials to opinion kind of topics to now challenges and really out there topics. And he talks about why he did it and how he did it and how he just stopped having fun, making tutorials, making animations, that kind of stuff. And I think if you're in a position where you're not enjoying making a crap guide, then that's perfectly acceptable. I don't think anybody else can tell you, no, go back and make it. I think if you
Yep.
don't like it, you don't like it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've settled on that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for
Absolutely.
you.
I don't have to go on like a long journey while I walk over the beach while some 90s music plays.
You don't do that? What?
Grab
Sadness
the band,
Sorrows
lifting
from
it up in the
Naruto
air.
plays, Tokyo Ghoul, hell yeah. Yeah, I think like maybe you can consider pivoting the crap guide. Like instead of, I know you did it a few times with a few of the other sponsored segments, but maybe you can pivot it to other things like a crap guide to Halo, like that kind of stuff.
It's funny
Perhaps
you
that.
say that, and that's all I'll say about that.
Oh, okay.
People
Yeah,
might
look-
think if people hear that, they might think they know what's coming, but they don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I will not
I'm
broach that
excited.
topic any further.
Yeah, that's my subtle plug.
Wait, I think I guess. Can I guess?
Yeah, go
No.
ahead, guess.
All right,
Okay.
so it's like a speed paint, but it's like you're cutting a dog's hair, so you're grooming a
No,
dog with like a speed
Ooh, speed grooming.
grooming. Yeah,
That
put
could
some
be
like
cool.
some anime music blasting behind it to get millions of views.
Screaming.
If I were a good stylist, I would do that. Unfortunately, the only styling of hair I know of is at around like the 3-month mark of the pandemic. I shaved my head so it could grow out evenly, and boy, it's finally out, and I can take pictures of myself again. I wore a beanie for 3 months straight
Yeah, woo!
Nice.
until my
We
hair
all
grew
had
back.
that COVID
The
phase. Yeah.
strat.
Everyone just shaved their head. Let's go.
I
Yeah.
grabbed my hair and I like the longest it's ever been, and I actually forgot how curly and wavy my hair was. I had like a curly hair phase.
Yeah.
Mm.
My hair is just, I could put it in a ponytail again, and I haven't been able to do that like since I had it long.
No, I hated it. I shaved it all off. I tried
I shaved
putting
mine.
dreadlocks, and then I shaved it all off.
Mhm.
Short hair boys again.
Short hair boys, dude.
Short
Like
hair
with
boys.
Corona and everything, you just gotta mess around with whatever you enjoy, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I'd be
Ye-
like getting addicted to games again. I haven't had the luxury of doing that for years, for literal years. I
Mhm.
think the last time I got addicted and was able to just play for hours was Kingdom Hearts. Just because I love Kingdom Hearts, I let myself get taken over. And anime. Anime can make me just sit there and watch the entire series in one go, and I don't know why it does that to me.
Yeah. It's the
Mm.
binge.
It's the
It is the binging me.
The binge.
recently The Great Pretender and Jujutsu no Kaisen.
The
That
Great Pretender.
good
I
stuff.
love
I
Great
like
Pretender.
that.
Haven't watched it.
It's pretty
Oh,
good.
watch the first 5 episodes. If you enjoy it, if you enjoy the first 5, you will like the rest. If you don't like the first,
Okay.
you won't. Like
The rest of the season's not bad. It's still good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
It's good, but like
Not as good as the the beginning.
5 is
but-
definitely the peak by far. Like there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen that's coming out weekly now is 10 out of 10. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really good stuff. And Haikyuu is coming back up. I can't wait.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard since forever.
What?
Mhm.
Haikyuu?
Haikyuu. I heard that name back when I was like freshman in college, like 4 or 5 years ago.
No way. That's like one of the most popular shonens out now. It's
Yeah.
finished.
The only
Manga's over.
the only thing I remember is they were. Wait, no, I was thinking of Free. Never mind. That's a different.
That's
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah. That's
okay.
that's like homoerotic men. Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
I was
The
thinking
only-
Free but Frozen.
I was thinking Free because when I was talking with a friend, I was asking what anime they were watching, and they were like Free and Haikyuu. Haikyuu is about sport ball.
Sport
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, sport
Yeah.
ball.
Sport ball with nets.
That's the one.
It's all about nets.
I'm in that weeb culture, don't you know?
No, I love it. Joe. Like, you're like wearing a mustache. Like, yes, a weeb. That is what I am.
Mhm.
Twirling it.
I also
me.
own a body pillow.
Who's the body pillow?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm like full on weeb. I recently started playing Genshin Impact, and
Yeah.
that series is way too good.
Be
It's like-
careful. Be
Yeah,
careful.
it hooked me in, Joe. Yesterday I played it for a little bit. I was like, oh, I'll play for like 20 minutes and then I'll go work out. And it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, oh god. Oh god.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Where
I-
am I?
I was a and still am somewhat, but a little more toned down. When I was younger, in my younger days, I was a very cynical gamer. Seeing the dark side of the games industry, and you
Yeah.
know, very versed in a lot of their admittedly manipulative strategies to get money out of your wallet. So
Yeah.
that game, as good as the base game might be, I played it a little bit and it was like I found it okay. The characters and everything based around it has been psychologically just tuned to get you to fall in love with them so they can get you to pay them money.
Yeah.
Just wait. In a couple of months, they're going to start releasing costumes for these characters, and wallets all around the world will cry out in pain and then silence.
Oh yeah. One of my friends, Tectone, he's one of the top gacha streamers. And I asked him, I was like, hey, how much money have you spent on this game? And he's like, Maz, don't even ask me.
Don't.
But I will say 5 digits. And I was like, 5 digits.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I was like,
1, 2. That's 5 digits. Oh, he left.
5 digits is a lot.
That's like
was that
5
one?
digits.
That's so many digits
More than
that
that.
it kicked them out.
That's
back.
one more than 4.
So much money that it kicked Maz out.
would crash because Genshin really didn't want me to say the numbers, huh? They really don't.
Yeah. And get to be like, no.
Yeah.
No, but like, but he does get donations for quite a large sum of money to roll. So it's not like he's doing it out of pocket, you know?
Well, yeah, it's a
Really?
business.
Okay.
It's different for us because it's like a business expense, right?
Yes.
It's how much you want to spend on your business right now.
Yes.
Business.
And
like
you
a
know,
gamble.
we and he is known as a gacha streamer, so understandable. But I do really like the base game, and it's kind of it gives me the same feeling when I started playing Final Fantasy 14 or not RuneScape. RuneScape is different, but Final Fantasy 14, like that kind of the beginning of an MMO, and you're kind of you are enjoying the mechanics. I really enjoyed, and it's more fulfilling than Final Fantasy for me because the flaw with Final Fantasy is that it's not very exploratory. It doesn't really reward exploration at all, to be quite honest with you.
Yes, the world is very boring.
Very
Speaking of
boring.
someone- Speaking of someone who loves the game and has 700 hours and is finally
I-
enjoying it,
Yeah.
the overworld does not have a lot to it.
No, I love the game. I'm like, again, I like all the way. I think I'm like halfway into Shadowbringer. So I'm not as versed as you, but I definitely have played the game a lot, and I like Final Fantasy, and I have moments where I go back to it and I play for like a few months and I quit and I come back, and that's how I play Final Fantasy. But the exploration aspect of Genshin is what I enjoy the most because I am a collectathon, man. I love Mario Odyssey, Mario 64. I loved Death Stranding, even though that was just a fetch quest, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. And so with Genshin and it's all its collectibles and everything you can explore, I love it. And they have the coolest element of you explore the world, and in these hidden nooks and crannies, there's these overhead bosses. And I found one. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" I hit it, and it was like I'm like level 10, and it's like level 36. I'm like, "Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god!" It just smacked me down and killed me right there. I was like, "Why?"
Well, that's the thing
What?
that people were drawn to it, right? Because it takes a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild, and
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
think that's a
about to
bad thing. I
ask.
want more games like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is
Yeah.
great. I love Breath of the Wild.
I was about to ask Maz, have you played Breath of the Wild?
No, so this is
Ooh,
actually
you
the
would really
very
like it.
yeah. This is my first
Mm.
kind of it. Like everyone's like, "Yeah, this is Breath of the Wild." I'm like, I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it
Ooh,
sounds
you'd
fun.
really like
Yeah,
it.
if you like Genshin, you will love Breath of the Wild because
Mhm.
it's even better.
Oh
Mhm.
god, okay. I guess because I have it.
And-
I have it on my Switch.
And you don't have to pay a bajillion dollars to get what you want either. So
That's true.
Well, I haven't paid anything for Genshin for now. But we'll
Mhm.
see.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's
One
not
day.
a it's with those free to play gotcha games, it's like it's time versus money. What you don't pay in money, you pay with time. Sure, you can still earn those characters, but how long is it going to take, you know?
Yeah, I'm not like particularly into waifus and stuff like that. I'm not one of the people who are like, I need to get the role to get my perfect waifu and husbando, and I'm like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
really mind, to be
The
honest.
Lucky, good.
husbandos, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just don't mind it, to be honest. And like I was going to get addicted to Genshin, but then yesterday, I don't know how familiar you guys are with RuneScape, but
I am.
I know of it. Have not
yes,
played it.
yes. So in old
Everyone
school
listening
RuneScape,
knows.
Bloody, please, Bloody, please, Bloody, please.
He's
Yeah.
addicted again every couple months. He gets back into it.
No,
Here
please.
we go.
Hold on. There's a reason. Okay. So it's
Okay.
old school RuneScape, not real RuneScape this time. And they have this league called Trailblazer League. And it's like a new form of the RuneScape. It's like they reinvent it where you get 5 times XP and you can unlock these relics that increases your XP to times 8, times 16, and unlocks these broken powers. You become a superhero basically. Like you never have to bank again and infinite run energy. And I've
Wow.
been playing it with Tierzu and a bunch of RuneScape streamers. And yesterday night, 1 a.m. after I finished Genshin, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. And I realized Trailblazer had just come out and Tierzu was in the chat. I was like, okay, let's chat. I'll just chat to him about it. And it was 4 a.m. and I was like, Jesus Christ, I need to sleep. I have a podcast in 5 hours. I need to sleep.
Ah!
So when Joe, like before the podcast, Joe was like, yeah, like dog's like a small cow. And I went PTSD flashback to all the cows I killed yesterday night. Just to level up.
Oh.
Rushing back.
Look.
That's why you wanted to talk about cow.
Yeah, that's why I wanted
So funny.
I wanted to talk about the RuneScape, man. And I'm still probably going to I'm gonna stream Among Us after this and then play RuneScape again because I
Heck
want
yeah. Heck yeah.
and
do it.
Genshin.
Sounds
I don't
like
know,
Whatever it
man.
takes to get through this quarantine.
Whatever
Yeah,
it
yeah.
takes.
Mhm.
Little
Okay, better-
victories, man.
Better than crack or drugs or anything, right? I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, you're not like committing crimes, so that's good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You're
That's
just
true.
playing video games, man.
A lot of
crime
video
sometimes.
games.
Oh
Yeah.
man, speaking of, can I talk about something real quick? Can I get mad
Alright.
and rant about something?
All right,
You
go off.
You
off.
guys,
Do
you guys
it.
remember
That's what this
Pokemon
podcast is
Go?
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon,
Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's
I
it's
still
great,
play
right?
it.
It was
Yeah.
probably the biggest gaming phenomenon ever, like, and probably for a long time. People coming out and meeting each other. There
I
are
love
people
that.
married. There are going to be some kids that exist as a result of Pokemon Go. You
I
know,
believe it.
Mhm.
True.
like regardless of how you feel about the game itself or how it launched and all that, that was a phenomenon. That was a crazy
Yes.
thing that happened. That was cool. People going
Yeah.
out, catching Pokemon, loving Pokemon. And then, so one day I'm driving home listening to the radio. I don't know why. Maybe my phone was dead or something because I never listened to the radio. And this one guy, this asshole, is like, man, these nerds coming outside playing Pokemon Go, catching all these creatures. I'd say they should stay back in their dens. It's like, dude, what happened? What happened like half a decade ago when people would be like, "Oh, all these nerds hanging out in their parents' basements. Why don't they go outside?" And now that we're outside, they're calling us freaks for wanting to run around and enjoy ourselves. What the hell, dude? I'm
Humans
just
always
like
find a way. It's a bitch.
the audacity of this guy.
Hey man, the audacity of the Cookcast. No, I get it. I totally understand. I feel like again, they just don't like. There's nothing that would appease them about like nerd culture. They just don't like nerd culture. That's it.
No, they don't want us
basically
enjoying ourselves. They see us enjoying ourselves, and they just have a visceral reaction, like some kind of like the Thing from The Thing. Whenever like you burn its blood, they just go.
Well, they want you to have fun, but their way.
Yeah,
Because they don't
Yeah.
understand your way. So
Yeah.
that's their
Yep.
thing.
That's why.
Why don't you just play sports, bro? I'll never understand Let's Player, and they click onto their favorite sports show, and I'm like, all right, that's
That's why whenever I see
Yeah.
a kid excited about Fortnite, I'm like, hell yeah, you get excited about Fortnite. Because I'm not going to be like the previous generation. I'm going to encourage you to have fun.
Heck yeah.
That's the main thing. I think it's really easy to laugh at all the Fortnite kids and all the flossing and everything. It really is easy. But then I look back and I'm like, okay, I remember how excited I was for Halo and Assassin's Creed and
Yeah, dude,
all
that
these
was
games.
us. That was
Yeah.
us.
Pokemon cards.
Let's be
Oh
better.
hell yeah!
Let's be
Hell
better than the previous generation that was shitting on all our like enjoyments.
dude.
Yeah.
Like
Fun
when
part.
if I ever get a kid, I'm gonna be playing games with him, bro. Like that's it.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
like,
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
Just
pretty
like-
sure that's what our generation would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our generation gonna be
We
cool
just
when we
think
get
they're so
old.
ingrained.
Rush
So-
Rush would show them anime, like sit down, and be like, okay, Game Grumps, anime, like Halo, like
This shit. Look at
From
this.
the womb, they're gonna start watching the Gurren
Rush already-
Lagann.
Rush already- This is a good show. This is a good show. They're just trying to brainwash them.
Brainwash. It is a good show.
Well, you know.
You like
Oh, God,
what if they
99% of it.
See,
Gurren
our
Lagann.
generation's disappointment is gonna be like a kid being like, "I don't like Pokemon," and be like, oh, "You're not my son."
That's in my house.
Disowned.
And then it's like an endless cycle when they grow up. They're like, I won't be like the previous generation. I'll teach them sports, and then it just keeps going on and
Yes,
on
it's just
and on.
yeah.
and
In a cycle.
Yeah.
Dude, Rush already does that, man. He just takes his friends and makes them like watch anime for hours on end.
I do. It's
Like-
great. It's
Yeah.
right, laddie.
Uh
So tired.
huh.
Yes, this is great. Thank you for what you have done.
Love it.
Laddie, blink twice.
God.
Blink twice.
Have you ever fully
Blink,
converted
blink.
someone by making them watch a show?
Yes, my
Like-
grandma.
Yes. I have.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Like you were like you wanted to show her and she was like rolling her eyes like no, but then you
Yeah.
show her and she's like totally into it now.
Yeah, I had
Yep.
my wisdom teeth out, and I was laying there, and I was like, your shows are boring, Grandma." And she's like, "What do you want to watch?" And I'm like, "What do you like?" She's like, "I like romance and detective shows." I'm like, "Romance, Toradora, detective, what Death Note?" And she just fucking loved those shows. I'm like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nice.
Good stuff. I had somebody who was like not into anime, and I showed them One Punch Man, and they were like, "This is the coolest show ever." I was like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah.
It's a good gateway. It's a good one."
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
was
a good one.
trying to convert like my boyfriend at the very beginning of our relationship to anime because he never watched it. He's from Germany and he just like
Mm.
just wasn't in the
Attack
culture
on
as much
Titan.
for him. Yeah, no, but like pretty much it was funny because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to start him off like slow and not like horrify him or anything. But
Yeah.
then he was like, hey, could we watch this anime? And I'm like, sure, what is it? And he's like, Berserk. And I was like,
Oh God!
yeah, all right, let's go.
No, no way,
No,
dude.
yeah, we watch the movies, not the show. We don't watch the show
Yes,
because nobody
yes,
talks about the show.
Yes, thank you,
But
thank
like
you,
we
thank
watch
you.
the movies. But it was just funny because I started them off also with like I love Full Metal.
Yes,
so
good
it was
stuff.
like Full Metal
Mhm.
Alchemist. So
Yeah.
I wanted that, and then after that he was like, yeah, let's watch Berserk, and I was like, are you sure, honey? Like, it's
Are you
pretty brutal.
sure?
Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, totally. And then it was just like we watched it. He's like, holy shit! And I'm like, I know.
Wait, you showed him Full
Yeah.
Metal, and you were afraid to show him anything gory. Wait, was it like the Nina scene not for you, or?
And-
It's not, well, have you watched Berserk?
no, yeah,
It's more-
Yeah,
Rush.
well, Berserk way more gruesome. and
Berserk
dark.
is
Yeah.
insane how far it goes. Like especially the first arc with the
It's rough.
betrayal and everything.
It's
Like
rough.
oh,
Berserk-
it's bad.
Rough.
Berserk makes Goblin Slayer look like a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very dark, very dark, very.
So funny.
And
was
it's not
so
just
funny.
dark for shock value; it's dark with like emotional like substance. Like
Yeah.
you feel terrible for the characters. It's
Mhm.
great. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
It's
It's very good.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Berserk, Vagabond. There's some manga that are dark but fantastic. Really good stuff.
Do you guys
I
see the
lo-
My Hero movie?
I like Nichijou.
Yeah, woo!
It's just fantastic.
watched
Nichijou. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's
good.
hilariously absurd.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you enjoyed Ichido, you should watch Psyche K on Netflix. It's very, very, very
Ooh.
absurd and very funny, in different ways. And the thing is, yeah, Raj, you mentioned My Hero movie.
Yeah, there's a new My Hero movie just came out.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
Hero
yeah. I gotta watch
movie.
Laddie didn't watch it.
I watched it.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait,
I finished my homework and then I watched it.
you're the worst kind of person, Laddie. Yesterday, Laddie was streaming her homework, and she was like, "Oh, it's 1 a.m." And then Rush is like, "Come watch the movie," and I was like, "No, Laddie, you have homework. It's 1 a.m. Finish your homework and go to bed. It's good. You have class tomorrow." And now she's telling me that she finished it and then watched the movie anyway. What the heck?
I got my priorities. I did the homework first.
sorry for caring about you, Laddie. It's not like I'm your friend or anything.
I
Just a
actually highly
powerhouse.
appreciated that, Moss, because since you said that, I actually was able to finish my homework and then watch the movie.
I think that's
Oh, yeah.
that's the one thing that my parents really instilled on me as like a Brown family. They're like, "Oh, you can play games and watch movies. Just get what you need to do done, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's all. And again,
have to
I'm
look
not
over it.
saying you can't watch the movie and take care of yourself because literally I just told you I played Genshin and RuneScape until 4 a.m. Like literally,
Yeah.
I'm not in any position to judge.
Do
you
as
know?
I say, not as I do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
But
did you enjoy
again-
the movie?
Yeah, it was well, how was it for you, Rush, having to
Ah,
rewatch the movie?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I was watching it frame by frame after everyone was done watching. I was like just watching frame by frame, like ooh, so beautiful.
Oh, that was like I didn't expect. I don't want to
twist.
spoil it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
No
Her
spoilers.
crying
Yeah.
like a baby.
Yeah.
Dude,
No spoilers.
my mind blew. I was like, ah.
As soon as I was watching on the cinemas, and I was like, no way they're gonna do this, and then they did. I was like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the movie,
Yeah.
I
I'm
was
looking forward to
Awesome.
it. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm. It's on my list. I have to go. I actually gotta watch it. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
it's
gonna
great.
Yeah.
watch it
It's worth
today,
it.
but
It's-
I didn't.
It's really good.
during the movie, I was like, all right, guys, shh. And then the last part came, I paused it. I'm like, all right, guys, I need you guys to be quiet for this last scene. And I just let everyone just like go, oh, like everyone just listen to like beautiful
Yep.
music. The music
Mhm.
score was great.
So
Mhm.
good.
James hates the ending.
What?
He hates it.
Why?
He
James
says,
and then the odd ones out.
that
Right?
I'm throwing him under the bus. You hear that, James? I'm calling you out.
Mhm.
All right, so he wanted the ending because it's very emotional what's going on in the scene. It's a very emotional scene, so there's very emotional music. No sound effects, just emotional music. It's beautiful, and the music's great. It's animated on with the it's animated with the music. Good. And James is like, I wanted more super hype music. I wanted like screaming and explosions. I'm like, it's not
ruined the
Dragon Ball Z. It's
moment.
emotional.
Yeah, that would have ruined. I liked the like sometimes silence speaks louder than
Yeah.
you know.
everything
It's just
else,
yeah. It was.
I
I
think
was
that-
really good for me.
That's like the best moments of Marvel, you know, like
Mhm.
it's like the silent moments in which they're just fighting and there's nothing else. Like that's the best moments for me personally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like
Wait.
imagine. Oh, sorry, you finish first.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's Ma's not a big fan of Naruto, and I thought the ending fights. There's this
No, I
one-
love the ending fights. I just don't like the story element, but the fights itself are fantastic.
Oh, okay. I
Fantastic.
was gonna say there's like a scene that's really silent, and like the characters are
Yep.
like beaten, and they're just slowly
Yep.
punching each other because they're so exhausted. I love that scene.
And-
So silent.
and it like flashing back and everything like that. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Mhm.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Oh, I was just gonna make a comparison because I've been watching a lot of Avatar. I've watched
Nice.
through the half of Legend of Korra that I never watched.
Hmm.
But I was just gonna make the comparison. Imagine Zuko and Azula's Agni Kai with Avatar.
Yeah.
Imagine that. If that had hype music, it would be ruined.
That would
Yeah.
yeah. The music like was
So
that's perfect for that.
Yeah. Just like soft, you can barely hear the fire going on around.
Yeah.
It's great. Great.
I guess
scene.
it depends
They
on
had
the scene,
such-
how like the emotions behind it.
Mhm.
That show was way too masterfully made for the time, man. Honestly, I don't understand
Yeah.
how that show exists.
Yeah,
I really
don't.
Perfect. And it's
I'm
like
just glad it like made a comeback because
Yes.
it deserves all the attention that it's getting.
Yes.
yeah, give it a few more years, maybe a decade, it's gonna resurface again, and
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
rightfully
It deserves
so.
more. It like animation wise is great. Like, you know, it's choppy, but yet it's animation that's like really well choreographed. They got like different styles of martial arts for each of the bending. They had actually minority representation way before it was like, you know, the norm. They had like different tribes and representing different cultures. They had like a main character be disabled, and it was like they're the toughest, the best character of the show. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love Avatar so much.
I especially love that there's nothing like, you know how some shows or movies or games or whatever are good and nice, and then as you get older and like times change and cultures change, they kind of have like problematic elements to them. Like
Yeah,
some things you're like,
Mhm.
ooh, that doesn't fly today anymore. It's nice that
Yeah.
Avatar doesn't have any of that right now. Maybe that might change in like 20 years. I hope not. But
Yeah.
you know, so far there's like nothing that I'm like, ooh,
I
that's
think
not
it's
cool.
primarily because Avatar never beats you over the head with a black and white philosophy. They do a
Mhm.
fantastic job of showing you the grayscale and how none of the characters except maybe Ozai are inherently evil. Even Azula, you do feel for her, man. You feel for
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
especially
man.
because you see her go you know, you see her crack basically as the show goes.
Yeah.
And you understand how she got there, and it's so tragic.
I never thought that I would relate to Azula after I rewatched the show like recently when she's like looking in the mirror and she sees the vision of her mom and she's like, "You hated me," but her mom goes, "No, I loved you." I was like, "Wait a minute, I felt this.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
this feeling. Am I
Yeah.
feeling for Azula?"
Yeah.
The beach episode is
Here's
really
the
good
thing.
too.
Yeah.
God,
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like tearing up, remembering that scene, bro. That scene was way.
Mhm.
That show is way too good. I need to rewatch it for like
It's
the
so
millionth
good.
time again, dude.
Yeah, I rewatched it this summer. I want to rewatch it again.
And I'm
I-
just gonna
I-
get this out there.
Mhm.
Korra is great. It is a great show, and
It
it's
is.
not just not good enough for Avatar. It is a good Avatar show, and people
Yeah.
are just being mean and
My
hyperbolic.
man.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I don't know about the final part, but it's a good show. I think people saying that it's not good
Nah,
enough
I
or
will-
not good.
I will
It's-
fight you.
No,
I didn't like it in-
I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Beat him
agreeing
up
with you.
together,
Okay.
Joe.
No, I'm
No,
saying
you can
I would
fight
even
me, I'll
argue.
fight you.
No, Dingo, please don't fight me, please. No, no, no.
No, I'll fight
He's
Joe.
buff now, remember?
No,
Dingo
but Dingo,
2.0.
yeah, Dingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, but I would even argue season 3 of Korra is probably better than some of the Avatar seasons. Season 3
Yes.
of Korra was fantastic, dude.
Yes.
Masterpiece.
Fantastic. I think like Emily watched Korra first without watching Avatar, and I said you need to rewatch Korra with the context of Avatar because season 3, especially when they twist airbending from what we knew of Aang, from what we knew of the last Airbender, which was a very nomadic, very kind, very gentle, and then the extremist attitude in season 3, in which they extend that. So like you're so nomadic, you basically, I don't want to spoil what happens, but it
Mhm.
gets so twisted, and I loved it. I really liked
Yeah.
that a lot. It was such a good
Mhm.
foil.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Building off of the thing because like Air is all about freedom and going with the flow.
Yep.
So what happens when we have a character that is complete freedom? You know, and it's
Yes.
great. Oh, it's awesome.
It's
Mhm.
very good stuff, and I like that it had lasting repercussions on Korra as well after that. Like season
Yes.
3 and 4, I feel like are genuinely fantastic. I think for me, season 2 was very shaky. That was the only season
Yes.
I'm like, I was really not into. I thought the reveal of I guess I won't say that, but like I guess the reveal of season 2, as well as the ending Deus Ex Machina element, was really odd to me. I really didn't enjoy that.
I like the bit with the wand, and that's majority it. For
Yeah,
season 2.
oh yeah, that's a highlight. I think everybody understands that's a highlight. You know, that is-
But yeah,
yeah.
Overall, I think it's a great show. I don't think it's better than Avatar, but it's
No.
not awful like people say.
Better than most
No.
shows.
It is better than most shows. That's what people tend to forget.
It is
Like,
better
yeah.
than most.
You can't live up to Avatar. You can't live up to The Last Airbender. Cut it some slack.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
it's not The Last Airbender doesn't mean it's garbage.
I
It's
just
great.
wasn't. I like the maturity of it. I wish the romance aspect was weak. I
man.
That
I
was
never
pushed.
believed for a
That was
second that they were.
forced.
Yeah, it was way too forced.
Yeah, I
didn't
was
like that.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very much like, hey, we're mature, so we're gonna love each other. It's like, this doesn't
Yeah.
feel good, legit. I
There's-
don't know. I just
There's
never.
nothing that pet peeves me more than a forced like romance at the end of anything. I hate it. That's why I hate. I don't want to spoil it.
But like, yeah, I agree. Like even with Avatar: The Last Airbender, I don't think it was a secret that could. I hope that is it okay to spoil this element of Avatar? I don't know how long
They
it's been.
set it
but-
up in like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah,
that Aang
right?
liked
Like-
Katara.
Yeah, Aang likes Katara, and I really liked. They were kids, so they had every reason to not be mature about the romance. But the romance is one of the most mature handlings I've seen. You know, it's like
Yeah.
how do you slowly grow to love someone, and how you build upon that in face of all this trauma. I was like, this is awesome. This is so good.
And
This is
I
so-
gotta say, it's so refreshing to watch their romance because it's not a will they, won't they sort of thing. They know that they like each other and they express it regularly. It's great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they, you know, and you
Very
know, they
happy.
when sometimes each of them crosses boundaries, they're like this. It's like real boundaries, and then they learn from those mistakes. And it's like, oh, like it's an ongoing relationship rather
Yes.
than it doesn't end when they get together. They're kind of already together from the beginning.
Yeah, it's a healthy
Yeah.
relationship. Can you imagine having a healthy relationship?
Imagine.
Never.
Imagine.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. Can't relate. No, I will simp for Avatar and Korra forever.
Same.
The novel, the comics in which delve into the previous Avatar, are
Hyoji.
worth. Yeah, wait, we do Hyoji?
Kyoshi.
Oh, okay.
Kyoshi.
I was like Kyojin. I was like,
Kyojin?
wait, what? Yeah, I was like Kyoshi. Avatar Kyoshi's life in the novel is so good. I think if you're looking for more Avatar, Joe, I think you should definitely get that novel and read
Hmm.
Avatar Kyoshi's life. It is
It's a full book.
honestly
Yeah.
it's like a book. Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah.
Well,
As
also
well as
have
the comics.
Yeah, they also have comics about like Zuko's mom and stuff.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And it's about the tribes, like the Fire Nation that took over years ago.
Yep.
It's like between Earth and Fire Nation and North
And it
fighting.
shows you like Zuko's tension of him trying to lead the Fire Army from
Yeah, I need
being,
to
like,
read those still.
like military-esque to calmer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like definitely worth comics and not just the comics. The again Rise of Kyoshi, really good stuff. Really,
Mhm.
really, really, really good stuff.
Will do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think with that we might wrap up the podcast with simping for Avatar. You know, simping for
Mhm.
Aang,
As we do.
as we do.
Yeet.
It's a good
Could
one.
honestly make the entire podcast about Avatar, and we'd still have
Honestly.
plenty to talk about.
Yeah, just rename
Honest.
the podcast.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Avatar. Vincent
good way
like
to
on
end
the
it.
microphone is just like an Avatar bender, airbender. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for everybody listening in. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Especially thank you again for the patrons who have been supporting us. Y'all are the best. And
Yeah.
lastly, thank you so much for Dingo and Joe for coming on as our guests. Y'all, you know, you guys.
Thank you. Is
really-
it weird? I'm
really
kind of bummed out. I want to
cool.
talk more.
I know. I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, seriously, we're almost always down
Yeah.
to play games, have a chat, like always. You know, we're just down. But no,
I
I mean,
thanks for
just hit
coming
us
on.
up. We want to talk.
Appreciate it. Okay, love you. All right, laters, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mhm.
And logging off now.